Okay, Nick, let's get your Wurlitzer 200a on the bench here and see what we got. I know you were complaining about the typical noise with these, the bad hum, and just generally so noisy that you can't even use them. So we're going to go through it, and we're going to replace the board with the vintage vibe board. And I've done a couple of these, and they're very, very quiet. So I think you'll be pretty pleased with it. We've got the new input jack. We've got the tremolo pot, and this will give you the traditional tremolo that the 200A has. But it's a dual gang pot, so it allows you to pull it out, and then you can actually adjust the speed of that tremolo, which you couldn't do on the originals. So, and then by popping it back into place, you can set it back to the original speed, and everything's good to go. So it looks like we've got the RCA cable that has the ground connection, and then it's got the connection that goes to the pickup. So that'll get replaced as well. Open it up and see what we got here. Now I can tell right off the bat, you had some complaints about it rattling and making vibration. And just a first observation, these two cover screws are missing. And it looks like these rubber bushings are all dry rotted. So I think we're gonna have to go back and order those. They come as a kit. You get the bushings and the screws. And then I think that should probably help with most of the vibration. Let's see if we can get this cover off. So, as you had mentioned to me, you bought this from the original owner who had it in his house, was a professional player, had a few of these, but this is the one that he kept in his house and hardly ever played. So it's in really good shape. It's super clean. Everything looks basically untouched in here. So that's great. We're gonna get rid of that board. We replace these due to some of the obsolete transistors that they have, and just the overall general noise that they make. Vintage Vibe did a really good job with making a replacement board for these, and just brings the instrument totally back to life. So I think before we do this, I'm actually going to test it out and just verify that the board is the only thing we need to touch, and then we'll go through everything else and tighten everything up and make sure that everything else is functional here mechanically before we have to order parts, in case we have to order additional parts. Plug that back in. And I know there was a key somewhere that you said was not dampening. Once you hit it, it was not going quiet again. So I'm trying to see if I can find that. right, I got everything off. It's opened up. You can see how it all works now. These are the dampening arms. So sometimes they get stuck. I don't see any that are stuck. These two are really close together, so that they could be holding the other one up if they're loose, but with these there's not really a whole lot you can do. You can try and spread them apart a little bit and just sort of straighten out the felt. So one of the additional things that we're going to do here is replace this fuse, which is soldered into this terminal strip. And get this capacitor out of there. So we're going to replace it with a chassis mounted fuse holder and keep this in stock pretty much just for this purpose. So Nick, I just went through and blew out all the dust and then vacuumed as much as I could without taking the keys off. Dust is kind of the enemy with these guys here. Everything, it's very mechanical. Dust and dirt can get in there and prevent the keys from returning properly and just the overall function. I don't think we need to take all of the keys off because these lift out and it's actually not too bad. There's really very little dust in here compared to some that I've seen. So I think we're good. We're going to go with that. If you have any problems, then we can start taking the keys off and going down the full restoration path, but I don't think we need to do that at this point. Everything seems to be functioning normally. So I just pulled the keyboard off the bench and we're going to put the rail here so that we can do the assembly of the board and all the components as much as possible. And then I'll move the keyboard back and we'll put the rail on. And we'll use the number 6 screw for this. 6 by 32. Fits nicely into this fuse holder. I don't think that head sticking up is going to cause any issues with the fuse. Okay, I like that. Nice and clean. I'll just wipe the rest of this down.